Hey, you in there? I can see ya. Now, I bet a question that you've been asking yourself for quite some time is just how loud is a totally stock Aprilia Tuono 2021 Factory Edition? Well, we're going to find out, at least as accurately as my iPhone decibel monitor will allow us to do. And I haven't been out on this bike for a while. There goes one of my neighbors. You might pick up some sound there, but it's all right. So unfortunately, this is as close as I'm going to get to riding for a while, but I'll be back out on her pretty soon. But let's fire it up and see how she sounds, how loud she sounds. Not all that loud, as you can tell. And I'm going to be easy because, as I say, it hasn't been fired up. It'll be interesting to see how the sound comes through over my lapel mic here. But I'm going to back the camera up, and then I'm going to use my iPhone DB monitor to see what kind of noise it's producing in idle. So I'm right in the sunlight. I think you're getting a lot of shadow with my face, but that's probably a good thing. Anyway, I got the bike running. Here is my dB meter. Now I'm just in the general vicinity. There are specifications and standard as you're supposed to measure this sound, but I'm getting between right here in the mid 80s decibels. That's actually higher than you're supposed to be exposed to over longer periods of time. Now what you do, I'm going to track the camera down. Hang on, don't worry, you won't get lost. I'm going to track the camera down, and what you are supposed to do is measure the sound at an oblique angle at a certain amount of distance off the ground, and that gave us a couple of extra dBs. We've gone as high as 88 dBs here, just at idle. So once again, I'll check to see what the standards are for sound exposure to a person. But I know just at idle, it's over what is recommended. There we popped to as high as 89 decibels. Now, okay, what a fun experiment. Do you feel like a scientist? Well, I certainly do. All right, sound engineer, let me check and see what the temperature level is on the machine, and we'll do a couple of revs and see how it turns. Okay, we're about 170 degrees Fahrenheit on it. That's enough to put a few revs through it. And I'm not going to wrap it hard because I have neighbors that I love. I hope I didn't get the thing there. I have neighbors that I love, and I hope they like me just a little bit. But I'm going to put the camera, pan the camera back down, and we'll put a few revs through it and see what that does to the dBs that we measure. Do I wish I could go riding? That make my heart beat. But just doing those few revs got us to 98 dB. Now when you're riding along, as we all know, the sound is really essentially behind you, and a large part of the sound that's coming into your helmet is wind noise. But that's just the native motor as you're riding. Okay, be back in a... So like I said, I wish that I could take this thing out on the road and give it a ride, but current situation precludes me from doing that. I'm going to be gone for a week or so as well, so I probably won't be back on it for a little bit. I miss it. And I love the sound. Even the stock exhaust sounds pretty good. One of these days I will get the opportunity to change that out. But just to end on this little piece here, max decibels recorded were 98, and as I'm speaking here, we're popping between 45 and 60 some decibels just with my own voice in a closed garage. So if that question you asked yourself all this time was just how loud is a standard Aprilia, now you know. What a fun ride. Okay, a little game of pretend here. I'm pretending that I'm on a hot motorcycle going for a ride. Stand by. Zoom, zoom. Anyway, background on noise, and thanks to a person who shall remain unknown, I'm going to read you some decibel levels and what the EPA says, or actually it's the Work Administration says about noise and what it does to your ears. They start at 88 decibels. And it says hearing damage in 4 hours, subway and city traffic. 91 decibels, and remember when we were at idle on this machine, we were just below 88 and sometimes popped above 88. 91 decibel, hearing damage in 2 hours. Now that's not a long time, and I think that's sort of a blanket statement because individuals vary rather widely over that. 94 decibels, hearing damage in 1 hour. That they say is associated with like a table saw or an electric drill. That doesn't seem like much to me. 97 decibels is motorcycles and lawnmowers, and it says hearing damage in 30 minutes. And 100 dB, hearing damage in 15 minutes. They cite a chainsaw as a likely contributor to noise at that level. And all the way up at 120 decibels, hearing damage in 8 seconds. That ain't long. Rock concerts, ambulance sirens, and then they say at 140 decibels, jet engine at takeoff and gunshot, immediate danger, right away. Again, these are guidelines. I suspect they try to keep them on the conservative side, and I respect that. But it does show you that as motorcycle riders, we're in a relatively noisy environment that can ultimately lead to longer term damage to our ears. So it behooves you to wear those hearing aids, folks. Or you will be hearing aids. It behooves you to wear ear plugs.